Sweet and cozy night, and you are here by my side. Bells are ringing and the time is right to celebrate this Christmas. We're gonna have some fun. Merry Christmas to everyone. So everybody gather round and sing with me. Yeah, it's Christmas. Joyful Christmas. Hang out Christmas lights. Let's celebrate tonight. Hey, lights, they shine so bright. We share this very special night. Close your eyes, make all your dreams come true. What a joyful Christmas. We're gonna have some fun. Merry Christmas to everyone. Now everybody gather round and sing with me. Well, it's Christmas, very joyful Christmas. Hang out Christmas lights. Ooh, let's celebrate tonight. If you feel alone, don't hide.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. It's Thursday night, and you guys know what time it is. It's time for Around the Nation. I'm your host, Larry Godwin. We've got an action I don't know if action packed is the right word for it. We've got a lot of material to cover, which may surprise some of you because it's football season's over. It's the off season. But this is the Viking Nation. This is one Lowndes where athletics never sleeps in this town, right? So we've got a pretty good show for you tonight, I think. Now, unfortunately for you guys, I'm the only one that's here tonight. My two normal co-hosts, Billy Pearson, well, I shouldn't call them co-hosts. I call them super fans because that's what they are. They're great, gigantic fans of the program and everything Lowndes. But unfortunately, they can't be here tonight. It's Christmas season, so that means sometimes people have Christmas parties to go to, and that's what happened to both Billy and Chris Bisher tonight. So we'll miss them, but hopefully we'll see them begin next week. Now, next week's show is going to be a little bit different because next week is next Thursday, I believe is that Christmas Eve next Thursday? I can't remember. But anyway, we're going to do something a little bit different next week, and I'll let you know about that a little bit later on. But we've got a pretty good show for you tonight. We've got our guests tonight are going to be Antonia Tookes, and she is the girls basketball coach for Lowndes High School, and she's going to be joining us on an ongoing basis throughout the basketball season every other week. And so she's going to be in a cool little rotation with Rashawn Benjamin, the boys basketball coach, as we try to kind of kickstart a Lowndes coaches show basically for the basketball program. So we're all pretty excited about that around here. So we'll be talking about Lowndes basketball a little bit as the season goes on. And they're both teams, the boys and the girls, are off to a tremendous start. So I don't want to steal Coach Tookes' thunder. And so when she calls in about 7:15, we'll dive into we'll dive fully into Lowndes girls basketball. Other things on the agenda tonight is the National Signing Day. National Early Signing Day happened yesterday, and that was kind of cool, right? We had 4 Vikings that signed their letters of intent to go on to the next school, so we'll cover that briefly. We've got more expecting to sign in the next signing period, which is February. So don't be surprised by we just had 4 to sign yesterday. That was just the early signing period. We've got many more to sign in the upcoming event in February. Before I forget, I want to thank my sponsors. Let me go ahead and bring it on the screen. First of all, Winn-Dixie. These guys, they do a fantastic job. And speaking of Winn-Dixie, if you would like to go ahead and enter for your chance to win the drawing, the Winn-Dixie drawing at the end of the show, go ahead and enter into the comments. I see many of you have already done that. You know the drill by now. So all you have to do, guys, is type in, you see it on the screen right there, type in #1Lowndes into the comments to enter for your chance to win that Winn-Dixie drawing at the end of the meal. We're actually going to have 2 drawings. The first drawing is going to win a t-shirt only. And the second drawing is going to win a t-shirt and that Stuff the Bucket chicken wing meal at the end of the show. So good luck to everybody. And all you have to do is type in #1Lowndes into the comments, no spaces, just like what you see right there on the screen. So I want to thank Winn-Dixie for sponsoring this show. Without those guys, none of this would be possible. We also want to thank Tim Neesmith with A Shade of Perfection. Let me go ahead and see if I can make this. I can't make that bigger. But we want to thank Tim Neesmith, Shade of Perfection. If you would like to have some custom blinds and shades, give Stickman, Tim Neesmith, a call. His number is 229-251-3479. The Migraine and Spine Clinic of Valdosta. Josh Batson is the owner there. Does a fantastic job. He also does not just migraines and back pain, but he does nerve conduction studies as well. Certified to do that. So if you have the need for that service, listen, let's be honest, just between us, sometimes Christmas can be a stressful time for many, many people, right? And if you're suffering from a migraine because that bunch of family members that come over and they're giving you a migraine, now might be the time to go ahead and schedule an appointment with Josh. His number is 229-333-9838. It's also the end of the year. And now more than ever, it's time to go ahead and get a financial checkup. So none other than Kyle Congery does a fantastic job. He handles my money, a lot of my family's money, and we are very pleased with the returns that we're getting and the advice, more importantly, that Kyle at 229-850-8848. He's got 3 offices, one in Thomasville, one in Valdosta, and one in Jacksonville. We also want to thank our folks, Rebound Ministries. Unique ministry there where he tries to help local area high school basketball players, tries to assist them in getting college scholarships. If you would like to know more about that, give those folks a call at 229-686-4553. Verizon Wireless on Perimeter Road. Yours truly, my son Matthew Godwin, is the assistant manager there. If you have a business and you're looking for to upgrade your phones, or if you're just a regular consumer like us, you'd like to get a new phone for Christmas, give Matthew a call, 229-253-0312. And our newest sponsor is Pepsi Company. Guys, we're going to have all kinds of product placement on the show. You guys know by now, I love this drink. This is a nectar from God himself. I truly believe. That may be an exaggeration, but not far from one. Whether it's Pepsi Cola, Mountain Dew, or Mountain Dew Zero, your favorite Pepsi products, remember these folks, especially now, you got a bunch of folks coming over for your Christmas party, your holiday party. Go ahead and load them up with Pepsi. I wanted to remind you one more thing about Winn-Dixie. Clint Haynes, he sent me a text earlier today and said, man, you got to take advantage of this special that we have in steaks. So Winn-Dixie is running a great special on steaks right now. He wanted to make sure that I told you that. So meat prices are up just like everything else is, but Winn-Dixie has a great deal, great price or sale on your steaks and beef products. So give them give those folks a visit up there at 5 Points at Winn-Dixie, and tell them the Viking Nation sent you. So anyway, if you are a business out there would like to sponsor this show, shoot me an email at larrygodwin@msn.com, just like you see there on the screen. Guys, we got a cool show for you tonight. I want to make sure, I want to put this in a full screen so you can see this clearly. Check this out. National Early Signing Day was yesterday. I want to congratulate these student athletes. You know, it seems like Jacoby Brown has been starting as a Lowndes quarterback for the last 100 years, right? Now, that's an exaggeration, but man, this kid has done wonders at Lowndes. So we want to wish him the best of luck at the University of Miami. He signed with them yesterday, as well as Ezekiel Duncan. Check this out. North Arizona University. Deontay Hunter. I'm sorry, Deontay, I spelled your name wrong on the screen. University of South Florida. Josh Pickett. Mr. Headhunter himself is going to locally to Mercer University up there in Macon. And there are others on the way that will be taking part in that second signing come February. So I want to make sure that I congratulate these players because they've had an outstanding career at Lowndes. Hey, listen, in a year where the team was young and we talked about it the entire season, and we talked about how other teams had these D1. Look, all four of these guys are going to D1 schools. So that's outstanding. We're expecting others to sign. So Lowndes is not bankrupt of talent by any means. And next year, we're expecting many, many more great things. So anyway, congratulations to those young men. One topic that I wanted to talk about tonight, and I wanted to get your feedback on this, and you're going to have to help me out. Okay. Since I don't have Billy or Chris here to bounce things off of, you are the 12th man when it comes to the Viking Nation tonight. Okay. You got it? Y'all can call if you want. Well, let's hold off on the call because I'm expecting some guests to call in any second now or any minute. So here's a question that I want to throw out there. And if Coach Tookes calls in before we get a complete answer from all of you guys on this, then I'll revisit this when I end that phone call. The second guest after her is going to be Joe Maimone with Prep Gridiron Logistics. And I wanted him to call in because he helped put together that marquee showcase games. Well, here's Coach Tookes right here. Hey, caller, welcome to Around the Nation on the Viking Nation Live. What's on your mind?
This is Coach Tookes. How you doing?
Hey, Coach Tookes, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for calling in tonight. I understand that you are off to a fantastic season with the girls basketball team.
Yes, sir. We got off to a really good start. We are 6-1. We took one on the chin the other night against Valdosta High School.
Listen, you were 6-0 going into that game. Then it was basically the Wintersville Classic all day long that Saturday. And y'all played that night and fell to the Cats 49-43. Now, I was looking over the recap of that game, the box score of that game. It looks like really the biggest difference was you came at kind of was flat in the second quarter. But again, as a whole, you're off to a fantastic start. What do you attribute this hot start your girls are off to?
Well, we've been working hard in practice every day, and we was pretty much gearing up for this game. Every time you see Valdosta on the schedule, their girls get excited about that game,
right? And
we were just ready to play.
I got you. So who are the biggest difference makers that we can expect to see this season as far as your roster goes?
Well, I have a freshman, Casey Demps, that's he's my starting point guard. And then I have my post player, Otafo Esembalu, which was just coming off a 20-22 rebound game the other night against Pierce County. And I also have a Maya Espinal, which is a junior, and Faith Johnson, which is a junior. And all three of those kids are averaging double figures a game.
Wow. Now, Casey Demps, she is a freshman. Is that Coach Demps's daughter?
Yes, sir. That's Coach Demps's daughter.
Okay. She's averaging, I think these stats, if they're correct, she's averaging 6.9 points a game.
Yes, sir.
Now, your junior, please forgive me, but I cannot pronounce her. Help me pronounce that name again.
Otaifo Esenbalu.
Gotcha. Esenbalu. Now, she is averaging 10.1 points a game.
Yes, sir.
Johnson is averaging 13 points. Espinal is averaging 13 points. So you're right. You got some shooters on this team. Are you going to be a team relying on offense this year, or both sides of the ball are pretty solid? Or
well, I tell you like this: we are relying on defense because defense wins championships.
Oh, in basketball too.
Yes, sir.
All right. I hear you. So your next game is against. Well, you were supposed to have a game tonight that was canceled?
Yes, sir. We were supposed to play Swanee High School out of Florida tonight.
Gotcha.
And they had some internal issues, and we were going to reschedule that game.
Gotcha. Last season, Coach Tookes, you didn't. You had a pretty good season, but you got kind of cut short, and we didn't make the goals that you set out for the team. What is different this year? It sounds like your kids are really buying into what you're trying to do there with the girls' basketball team. Is that the biggest difference, or what's the difference this year?
Well, what we go by is trust, loyalty, and commitment. You got to trust the process, and you got to be loyal to your teammates, loyal to your team, and then you got to be committed to the process. So I really believe that they are buying in every day at practice. We really preach defense because, like I said before, defense wins championships, and we do have some really good shooters, but our job is to get that ball down low to Otaifo Esenbalu.
Gotcha. Okay. So you've only got, how many seniors do you have on? I'm just looking over this roster now. You're not a very senior laden team. So this is still a pretty young team, right?
Yes, sir. We're very young. We have total on the team. We have 3 seniors.
Okay.
We have 2 freshmen and 5 juniors and 2 sophomores.
Gotcha. Coach Tookes, outside of Valdosta, when it comes to region play, we're just talking about region. What's the standard bearer in Region 17A right now when it comes to girls basketball? Is it Lowndes? Is it another team that you're chasing?
Well, right now you have to chase the region champion.
Okay.
And right now the champion is Tift County.
Gotcha.
So to be a champion, you got to defeat a champion.
Yeah, that's well put. Well put. So what's it going to take to overcome Tift? Because Tift County, they are known as a basketball powerhouse in both boys and girls basketball. So what's it going to take from your perspective on overcoming Big Blue up there in Tifton?
Well, last year we split with Tifton, and we got a huge win over there on their court last year. And we was actually first in the region after that win.
Gotcha.
And then we fell apart at the end, and we ended up tying 3-3. And then we got knocked out in the second round of the region tournament.
Gotcha.
So this year goals is to be first in the region and just keep winning. And then we can set ourselves up beautifully because we got to go to Tift County to play for the region title. So it's not easy going to Tift and getting a W, let alone trying to go over there and win the region title.
That's right. So before you get to Tifton, you've got a game coming up on Monday against Ware County over in Waycross. What's it going to take to beat those Lady Gators over there?
Well, we got to play together, play smart, play fast, and play some defense. They have a really good team. They got a really good post player. They got decent guards, and they match up with us very well. So we got to be ready to play from the tip. We can't have a slow quarter or two. We just got to be ready to play from the tip.
Absolutely. Coach, I'm looking at your schedule here. I'm trying to find out when is the next home game.
Okay. The next home game will be January the 4th.
Okay.
When we get back. And that'll be against, I'm sorry, that was not January the 4th. That'll be January the 8th when we get back. And hold on just a second. I just lost my paper. That'll be January the 14th when we get back against Camden County, and it'll be a region game.
Gotcha. All right, you heard her, Viking Nation. The next home game is January 14th when we get back to the new year. Let's go out and show these girls that Viking Nation is fully behind them. And they're off to a great season. So, Coach, we look forward to talking to you again in a couple of weeks. So, best of luck to the rest of your season.
Thank you so much for having me, and go Vikings.
Thank you, Coach. Go Vikings. Have a good night. There you go. Coach Antonia Tookes with the girls basketball team. Man, I was not only able to make it to that game Saturday. I had every intention of going, but I was reminded at the last second, at the last minute, my wife says, "You can't go to that game." I said, "Why not?" She said, "Because your son's college graduation is that evening." I said, "Oh, that's right." So anyway, couldn't go. So congratulations to my son, Matthew Godwin, for graduating from Valdosta State, and some other Lowndes folks as well. So anyway, congratulations to all those graduates. It's exciting to see what's happening all over when it comes to Lowndes athletics, guys. It really is. And, with all the good that comes with Lowndes athletics, this time of year in particular, especially the end of football season, there's always rumors flying around. There's always people talking about this staff member, this head coach, that coach, because let's face it, we've seen some coaching movements already around this area, right? First of all, congratulations to Byron Slack, former Lowndes defense coordinator. He is now the head coach up there in Cook County. Now, as a Berrien graduate, I want to wish Byron Slack all the best, and I hope he wins every single game except the game against Berrien County, because Berrien and Cook are arch rivals. It's like Valdosta versus Lowndes here, right? So as a Berrien alum, I wish Byron Slack all the best except that one game, and I hope Berrien beats Coach Slack 1,000-0. That's the way I feel about it. Anyway, so go Rebels and go Coach Slack. You will never, ever hear me say, go Hornets. Never. But I will say, go Coach Slack, because that is an awesome dude and a very good coach. So that's one of the things that one of the coaching changes that we saw this week. There was another high profile. It kind of not shocked people that Justin Rogers left Colquitt County, but what was surprising is where he ended up. Justin Rogers makes the move just right down the road and becomes the new head coach at Thomas County Central. Let's be honest. How many of you were surprised as much as I was? I was stunned when Thomas County Central made that hire. The day before, when I was getting some phone calls from some folks that I know over there in Thomasville, and they were telling me this was about to go down. It's like, wait a minute, is this a practical joke? Are you serious? Why would Justin Rogers leave Colquitt County to go to Thomas County Central? Well, only he knows that. But anyway, it happened. It happened. So we want to wish the best of luck to Coach Rogers over there at TCC. They're not on the Lowndes schedule. So, I don't care if they win all their games. I don't care if they lose all the games. I do have some friends over there, and I want to wish Coach Rogers the best of luck as he embarks on a new adventure over in Thomasville. Now, that leaves us an interesting question, though. Now that he exits stage left over in Moultrie, who is going to be the new Moultrie head coach, the new Colquitt head coach? Because obviously there are probably biggest rivals outside of Valdosta, right? And now we have both of our top two rivals in the same region. Boy, is it going to be fun next year during region play. But who is going to be the new Colquitt County head coach? Now, I see Emily Castleberry. She's got an opinion. She says, Alan Rodemaker. That's probably the most popular name that's being thrown out there. I've heard some other names that might be in the mix. I'm not going to throw them out there because I don't know if they're true or not. I only, use if I can confirm a source, or preferably two sources, that's when I'll release something. But right now it's all speculation. So Emily, you're right. I've heard Rodemaker's name thrown out there a lot. So will Alan Rodemaker be the new head coach for Colquitt County? We don't know. But his name is certainly out there. Now, I've also been told that they're going to open that position up to a nationwide search to try to do it right this time in their eyes. So we'll just have to sit back, enjoy Christmas, and wait and see what Colquitt County decides to do. There are some other openings in the area. Bacon County is open. Now, you guys don't care anything about Bacon County, I know, but that's one of the programs that are open right now. Wayne County is open. Now, I bring those up because there's all kinds of names that's being associated with that as well. So I've got it on pretty good authority. The Bacon County job in particular has got some pretty big names going after it. And I'm kind of surprised for a single A program attracting that kind of firepower when it comes to the coaching ranks. But I'm really surprised at some of the names that's being thrown out there. So I mentioned that because, we have had a particular rumor fly around in the Lowndes community as well. Last week I was up in Atlanta at the what's it called? Center Park Stadium, where the state championship games are being played. And so our next guest that's calling in a couple minutes, Joe Maimone, he had a suite up there as part of his company, Prep Gridiron Logistics. And he invited me up. So I drove up there and was having a good time. And an hour into the deal, my phone starts going off. And I'm being asked, like, hey, can you tell me if Jamie Dubose is leaving Lowndes? It's like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? This is the first I've heard about this. This is the first time I've been asked this. Now, it is true. Over the last 6 months to 8 months, every other month, it seems like a new rumor was being thrown out there that Dubose was going to leave Lowndes. So I'm being asked this while I was up in there at the suite in Atlanta. And then I said, well, I don't know. This is the first I've heard it. I don't think it's true, but let me see if I can find out if there's any, because this is the coaching season. This is the silly season that we're talking about. The Hoover coach just resigned from there, just retired from Hoover High School, took a job at Gainesville. So that opens up a position over there. So there's several high profile positions that are open in Alabama. So since Jamie Dubose is from Alabama, naturally his name is attached to many of these jobs. So it didn't stop there. So before I can make that first phone call and ask people, okay, is this real? I get another phone call. And then throughout the day, I was getting a number of phone calls. Now, you guys are going to have to stick around and let me talk to my next guest, Joe Maimone, before I finish up this story, because this is a pretty intriguing story. You're going to want to stick around for this. Hey, Joe, is that you?
Hey, Larry, I'm on.
Hey, man. Hey, first of all, thank you for inviting me up to your suite last week up at Center Park Stadium. That was so much fun, man.
Yeah, it's something I've done at other states for other championships. And as more and more I grow my client base in Georgia, it was well worth it. We had a few coaches stop by. In time, I expect those numbers to get higher and higher. So maybe next year, instead of having one suite on Friday night, we'll have one each night, Friday and Saturday, or maybe even Thursday too.
Yeah. Now, the couple of coaches that I spent a bit of time with, I can't remember, Miguel Patrick there from Crisp County. I can't remember the Johns Creek's coach, but both of those guys away from the game are so cool to just sit there and talk to. So, man, thumbs up for the coaches that you had there this week, because they were all fantastic.
Yeah, that gentleman is Coach Matt Helmerich, who's
right.
The head coach of Johns Creek. He came up from St. Thomas Aquinas down in Florida several years ago. We had other people pop in before you got there. It was a nice night. People had to come in, get a Coke, grab a sandwich, and it was great to finally see people face to face after a couple of years of not being able to because of COVID.
That's right. Joe, what'd you say? Coach Helmerich, right?
Yeah, Helmerich.
Yeah. So he had the funniest story I've ever heard. So like you just said, he was an assistant coach at St. Thomas Aquinas. And if you're a high school football fan, everybody knows who St. Thomas Aquinas is. They're a national brand, right? And so he was telling me this story that, when he was an assistant down there, he wanted to become a head coach. And one of his first jobs that he interviewed for, he was sitting across the desk from this administrator. And so the administrator's looking over his resume, and he says, so you're from St. Thomas Aquinas. He says, so can you tell me a little bit about that program? I've never heard of them. Are they any good? And I busted out laughing when he shared that story, man. But I guess there are people out there that don't know some of these teams, right?
Yeah, there's some administrators where sports are a priority and they're knowledgeable regionally and nationally. And there are others that are in a bubble and only know what they know locally. And that was probably the instance for that interview.
Absolutely. So the reason why I wanted to have you on tonight was kind of related to that. And so you helped set up this marquee showcase matchups that start the season next year, where it's kind of unheard of around here, where Lowndes partners up with our rival Colquitt County and plays this coming season at Martin Stadium, a double header. Lowndes will take on American Heritage, and Colquitt will take on Deerfield Beach. So Colquitt will play at 5:00. Lowndes will play at 8:00. The following year, we go over to Moultrie and play over there. Lowndes plays the first game. Colquitt plays the second game. So you had a hand in putting this thing together. I think you're calling it what? The Georgia, what do you call it?
It's going to be called the Georgia-Florida Challenge.
Gotcha. Okay. So how did you come up with these two teams to pair up with Lowndes and Colquitt?
Well, I have a database of over 300 teams nationally. So I basically went to my computer and I put in the state of Florida, and with the press of one button, I reached out to all my Florida clients, letting them know about this opportunity. And I just sat there and waited. And basically the first two that got back to me were I work on a first come, first serve basis. So when I send out hundreds of scheduling alerts a year, and, I can't sit around waiting for, the right teams or the wrong teams to get back to me. So as my technology populates back with respondents, I create a list, I send it to the client. And basically those are the first two teams out of my Florida clients that were interested. I ran it by the two ADs at your local schools, and a week or two later, the contracts were signed. It's that easy.
I got you. For our fans that are watching tonight that doesn't know much about these teams, tell me a little bit about American Heritage. Are they a powerhouse? Are they a national brand? What's up with American Heritage?
Yeah, they are year in and year out a regional brand down in South Florida.
Okay.
They're in the Fort Lauderdale area, a town called Plantation. So they're right in the region. They're competing with players with the Chaminade Madonnas of the world who beat Buford, St. Thomas Aquinas, Cardinal Gibbons up in West Palm. They're a power private in South Florida. There's been years when they've been ranked in the top 20, but perennially they're always in the top 200 perennially. But there are some years, they had Pat Surtain Jr. on that team. They had a wide receiver who went on to Auburn, who's now in the NFL. His name escapes me right now. They're good, and they play a really competitive schedule out of state. A couple of years ago, they hosted Don Bosco from New Jersey, a big power, and shut him out 27-0. And that's the first time Bosco had been shut out in like 30 years. So the player on the wide receiver's last name is Schwartz. He's a player. Him and Pat Surtain Jr. graduated together, went on to achieve greatness in college, and now they're both in the pros. But they have Marvin Jones, the old Florida State linebacker. His son just graduated from there and signed with Georgia, I believe. So they're good. They're a good program. For these sort of showcases, when we're showcasing the best of South Georgia versus the best of Florida, we want these battles to be just that, battles and competitive. And, nobody wants to see a 61-0 game. So these are both going to be really, really good games with high level competition, teams that have been there already, that are used to playing great competition. And, both of these games are going to be aired nationally for the world to see.
Wow.
So it's a great opportunity for everybody involved.
So just as a reminder for our fans, guys, if you recognize this team's name, it's because back in 2016, not too long ago, back in 2016, they traveled up to Moultrie to play Colquitt County and won 17-14. So this is one of those really teams that if you're not prepared, if you don't play well, they can beat you, and they did. Right? They beat a very, very good Colquitt County program that year.
Yeah, and the same goes with Deerfield Beach, who's coming up. That's a program that of late, a couple of years ago, I brought them down. I did the same program that I'm doing with you guys down there.
Sure.
I did in North Georgia a few years ago. I had Grayson and Buford take on Bergen Catholic from New Jersey and Deerfield Beach from Florida.
Yeah.
And both the out-of-state teams came in and won. Bergen Catholic beat Grayson, and Buford was beaten by Deerfield Beach in a close game. So I mimicked what I did up in the Buford area. We're taking it down South Georgia. You know how passionate I am about South Georgia football and how much I want to do for you guys and get all your teams the national exposure they so deserve. So this is a perfect start for that.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to it, man. Now I'm just curious, are you working on any other games that involves Lowndes while I got you on the phone?
Well, one of my other big clients is Life Christian Academy from Richmond, Virginia. And from what I understand, Lowndes will be hosting them.
Gotcha.
So other than that, I'm trying to think. I've been on the phone with Coach Fabrizio about some things. He's playing North Miami Beach next season. I think Lowndes is too, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah. So North Miami Beach is really really being aggressive with their out-of-state scheduling. They're playing Lee and Lowndes. So we have, we're gonna, we have a partnership with Flow Football, and the best games that I put together every year are streamed to a global audience on Flow Football. And, a lot of those games are going to be, on that platform for the world to watch.
That's right. Well, that's cool, man. So we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to, I guess, many other high profile teams that you'll be bringing into Lowndes. So anyway, anything else that you want to promote tonight?
Yeah. I just want to let you know, I'm always working. I'm always trying to figure out the best opportunities down there. One thing I've put out there to some teams is possibly in the following year, in 2023, doing a South Carolina, Georgia showcase and having it somewhere in between both states, somewhere like a Mercer University.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or Savannah, the county park where Benedictine plays. So I'm trying to do things like that. They're exciting during the early weeks of the season. It's always great when you can get bordering states together to play each other to kick off the season. So, this is just the start. Many years from now, I hope you and I are looking back and remembering, how this all started. And hopefully 5-10 years ago, it's at a much greater and bigger and better level.
That's right. That's right. So listen, I'm not going to spill the beans on this next thing, but I'll throw a little teaser out there for our audience is, we're working on some national things here as well that we'll be revealing a little bit later on. So anyway, we appreciate your partnership in that area.
Yep. Not the best is yet to come, bud. I think high school football is so undervalued right now and underexposed. I think, many, many years from now, like we're watching, tons of college games on Saturdays, pro games on Sundays. I think any high school football fan going forward, on any given Friday night, will be able to watch their most favorite teams, whether they're local or national.
Absolutely.
I mean, we had a game this past season that we streamed on Flow. It was Mater Day against Duncanville, basically the number one team in California versus the number one team in Texas, and 20,000 people signed up to watch the game.
Ooh, man.
So that tells you something.
20,000 people?
20,000 people signed up to watch that game. So the demand is there, especially, again, that was a huge game, two top 5 teams in America. But you know what? If we have somebody like a Mater Dei or St. John Bosco or a Servite play any team in Georgia, we're going to get good numbers like that too, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I know Jamie Dubose is trying to turn Lowndes into a national brand. I cannot wait till the day where we show up on the scene and play these teams like Mater Dei and Allen High School out of Texas and some of these other St. Thomas Aquinas, some of these other top teams.
Yeah, and Texas is starting to step up more and more. The last 3 years, Duncanville has played some great competition.
Right.
They've hosted teams from Washington, D.C. They hosted IMG. They hosted Mater Dei this year. And because they've done that, some other Texas teams behind the scenes have been reaching out to me and saying, hey, we want to start doing what Duncanville's been doing. In 2022, I have 3 blockbuster games on our flow schedule already confirmed that involve teams like Allen, Texas, DeSoto, top Texas teams that weren't doing this before, but they saw the benefits that it brought to Duncanville, exposure-wise, and just, when you play great games like this in the beginning of the season, it makes you a better team at the end of the season.
I got you.
So we got great things going on, and the best is yet to come for not only Prep Gridiron Logistics and Flow, but our relationship with your teams down in South Georgia.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, thanks for calling in tonight, man. I look forward to working with you in the future.
All right. Thanks for the time. Hope to see you again soon.
See you, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was Joe Maimone from Prep Gridiron Logistics. He's a cool dude, man. He really is. I wanted to make sure. I wanted to read off something for you because this is germane to what we're talking about tonight. Before I took that phone call with Joe, I kind of was talking about, I was talking about this Jamie Dubose rumor that has been spreading like wildfire that he's leaving Lowndes. So I was telling you that story. I was up at this suite, Joe's suite up in Center Park Stadium, and I get these couple of phone calls. And so I start making phone calls. And so my only question is, hey, is this true? This is what I was just asked. Is this true? So I don't know. So anyway, I call about 5 people that are close to me and close to the program, right? Because I figured they would know. Now, some people would ask me, why didn't you just call the coach? Because listen, this isn't our first rodeo, right? Most coaches are going to deny it. That's just the way it is. Most coaches are going to deny. So that's why I made the decision to call people that are close to the program that I thought would know. So anyway, so I make the phone calls, and then so I spent about 5 hours there at the suite. And so I left about halftime of the last game that night, driving down at 75, and my phone starts buzzing again. Hey, have you heard this rumor? Is it true? And I keep getting asked this same question over and over. Is it true? Is it true? Is it true? And my answer this time is like, well, I've made a couple of phone calls and no one knows. I don't think it's true, but I don't know. So let me call some other people. So in total, I called, I think, about 5 people. So here's the deal. Because I called those 5 people, for some reason, some people thought that I was the source of the rumor, that I was the one that started this. And let me go ahead and tell you this. I did not. I simply asked the question, was it true? So don't ever question my loyalty to this program, because I didn't spread the rumor. Anyway, so here is, so I had a direct exchange with the Duboses over the weekend. And this is the quote that I got from Jamie Dubose himself. So this should alleviate or allay all the rumors out there, guys. So if you've got Lowndes fans that want to know, is Jamie Dubose leaving Lowndes? Call them right now. Tell them to tune into the show, because I'm about to read his answer live on this air. Okay. So anyway, here's the quote. This is from Coach Dubose. Quote, I can assure you, I have not looked for, interviewed, or applied for any jobs. I'm happy at Lowndes. We've got work to do to get ready for next year. Lowndes will be a powerhouse in 2022. Go Vikings, end quote. There you go. The guy says he loves it at Lowndes. He's happy here. So, guys, I want to tell you, if you're a Lowndes fan, get behind this coaching staff. Stop the rumors. Let's be honest about it. These rumors have been circulating since Dubose got here. If you don't believe me, ask other people that are close to this program, because we're having to field these questions every other month. I can't tell you how many times in the last year alone, how many times I've been asked, hey, is Dubose leaving? I've heard that he's unhappy. I've heard that he's not gotten his retirement in Alabama, and that's why he wants to go back. I've heard this. I've heard that. Stop doing that. If the man leaves, then he leaves. Then we'll find another coach. But for all intents and purposes, he keeps telling us over and over that he's happy at Lowndes. So if you're a Valdosta fan trying to stir up stuff, shame on you. I'm telling you right now, the man likes it here. And he's going to keep whipping your butts. That's just my personal opinion. So anyway, Candace Marie said, Candace, you might be right. Candace Marie says, the rumor started in football group chats. There are all kinds of message boards on Facebook and the internet and the vent and all this stuff, right? So, guys, all it takes is one person just to throw it out there, and it just spreads like wildfire. But if you're a Lowndes fan, you can just go ahead and tell people now. Jamie Dubose, you heard the quote that I just read you. I can assure you, I have not looked for, interviewed, or applied for any jobs. I'm happy at Lowndes. We've got work to do to get ready for next year. Lowndes will be a powerhouse in 2022. Go Vikings, end quote. Well, there you go. So, Candace, you're probably right. The rumors probably did start in football message groups. So Ronnie Saul says, LG, this is just Lowndes haters that like to start rumors because they are always wanting to stir up problems. Ronnie, you're probably right. You are probably right. And if you're a Lowndes hater, you probably hate me as well, which is fine. I'm a big boy. I can take it. And they probably saw a chance to kill two birds with one stone. So anyway, this is funny. Well, Dubose ain't interested in two-a-days. I don't know if you guys recognize that reference. You know, there was another Alabama coach that had a TV show called Two-a-Days over there. Oh, let me go ahead and take that off the screen. So anyway, that's the rumor. Brian Bailey says, why would you leave the facility upgrades they're getting ready to do? Brian Bailey, that is a great question. A coach would have to be out of his mind to leave Lowndes right now. Look at the facilities upgrades that we're doing. Not to mention, he makes a pretty good penny. I don't know what he makes, but I can guess. I know what other coaches around here makes, according to the Open Georgia website. And I would imagine he's probably making either similar or better. So he's making a pretty good chunk of change right here. But look at the facilities upgrades that they're getting. A brand new field house that's going to be developed in the next couple of years. An upgrade to the visitor side of the football stadium. A complete 100-yard multi-purpose practice facility that the football program is going to get a lot of utilization from, right? So you are getting all kinds of upgrades to facilities. You're basically getting whatever you want. You throw it out there to the touchdown club, they're saying, hey, where do I sign this check? That's basically what's happening. So why in the world would any coach even contemplate, even think about leaving Lowndes? This is a great place. There's a reason why we call it One Lowndes and the Viking Nation, because we all love this program and we want it to succeed. And that's why we pour so much resources into this thing, right? So Brian Bailey corrects me. He says, no, Larry, you're wrong. It's 120 yards. Yeah, it's a full football field. You're exactly right, Brian Bailey. So, and guys, you know where it's going to go? It's going to go behind the tennis courts over there, where the band area is now, the band practice field, behind the tennis court area. There, it's going to be superb when this thing is finally built out. You guys are going to love it. JC Parrish says, Lowndes going to state for the next 3 years, has the players to do so. Why would he think about leaving? JC Parrish, I hope you're right about Lowndes going to state for the next 3 years. That would be outstanding. But here's the reality. Next year, Lowndes is losing about, I want to say, 8 to 9 guys on offense, 8 to 9 offensive starters next year. Now, 8 guys are coming back on our defense, I believe. So I think the defense is going to have to carry us for the first 3-4 games, maybe 5 games, something like that. Because listen, defenses usually develop a little quicker than the offenses do. That's just traditionally what happens in football. And we're going to have virtually a brand new offensive team led by a brand new quarterback that we're going to all have to get accustomed to, because we're used to Jacoby Brown dominating and lifting us up and carrying the team when he needs to, right? So to be honest, we got a lot of work to do on the offensive side of the ball next year. I'm just going to give you guys a heads up, because I always tell you the truth. I'm going to give you a heads up. Yeah. Ronnie Saul says, he says, Jamie's a great coach. Absolutely. So Ronnie says, Jamie is a great coach and a friend. He loves the Viking players, and leaving is the last thing on his mind. We have a great program and we'll soon have the best facilities, not to mention West Taylor and a great school board. What more could you ask for? Hear, hear. I'm right there with you, Ronnie Sauls. Hear, hear. So, guys, we like to throw out this idea that we're a one Lowndes. But in this offseason, I've seen something a little bit different, where some people are just happy with spreading rumors and things. Let's stop doing that. Let's just fully get on board, support our program the best way that we can, right? Yeah, guys, I'm really looking forward to the future for Lowndes football. Candace Marie says, we have a quarterback. Candace Marie, you're right, but we're going to have an open quarterback competition. That's what I'm referring to. We're going to have a brand new signal caller for the varsity that we're not accustomed to, right? Brian Bailey, he says, they thought we were going to go 4-6 this year, and look what we did. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Don't ever sleep on the Lowndes brand. Never, ever sleep on the Lowndes brand. If it seems like I'm fired up tonight about this, I am. To be honest with you, I'm pissed off. I really am. And I don't mind telling you guys that, because I'm tired of the rumors out there always attacking our program at every chance that some people get. And in this particular case, I got blamed for it. And that pissed me off even more. So I'm sorry to use that kind of harsh language and to be kind of high-spirited tonight. But Billy's not here, or Chris is not here to calm me down a little bit. So I feel like I got the ability to do that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about tonight, a couple more things, was to talk about the new region next year. But let me go ahead and get this out of the way, because many people are asking about this. So the question is, what happened today with Michael Broadwater and the nutrition program? I was surprised. I was just as surprised as you were when I read Michael's post on the Viking Touchdown Club Facebook page. I was shocked. I really was. Here's why. Because if you are remotely interested and you follow the Lowndes football program, you know for the last 5 years, Michael Broadwater has been one of the backbones of this program. He's not a coach. He's not a community coach. He's not an administrator or teacher or whatever. You know what he is? He's a dedicated volunteer that put in 30+ hours a week to go up there every single morning, 4:30, 5 a.m. every single morning, and including many, many weekends and holidays, to go up there and cook breakfast for our players and our coaches. And he's done that without complaining. He's done it for free, not a dime in his pocket. Have you ever tried to get up 3 mornings in a row at 4:30? I say 3 mornings because that's usually, most people can get up maybe 1 morning, 2 mornings. in a row like that. But when you start doing it every day, it starts to be a grind. But you know what? Mike did it every single day without complaining. And he did a great job every day. He organized that program. He recruited the breakfast moms, the players' moms, to come in and help serve every day. Emily, you're right. He's a good man. His help with the Bridgman is amazing too. There's a reason why the Bridgman have a service award named after Michael Broadwater. Now, I'm not here to promote Michael Broadwater. He's a friend, and I don't like the way it was handled today. I'll be honest with you. From my understanding, the man got a phone call and said, "Thank you for your service to the program. We're going in a different direction. We basically don't need you anymore." Do you know what that is to me? I've been in the corporate world long enough. When you get told that we are going in a different direction, do you know what that means? It means you're fired. That's what it means. I am being brutally honest with you tonight. When I heard that, I almost flipped my lid. No one, especially a volunteer that puts in 30 plus hours a week with no pay, should ever be treated that way. I hope it was a mistake. I hope it was an oversight. And I hope it gets rectified. I really do. I don't understand. As a member of the Touchdown Club, I don't understand this decision. And I don't mind telling you guys that. I think this is a bad look. I really do. Adrian Christensen says, such a big loss to the kids and the program. Absolutely. I've heard that the kids that are football players took this news hard. They couldn't understand why this was made. I texted Jamie Dubose today. It's like, "Coach, I think this is an incredibly big mistake. Did you know about this?" He texts me back. He says, "Man, I was working behind the building today. I didn't know." That's what he told me. So, but guys, I'm not here to criticize anybody. I'm not here to point my finger at someone and says, "You screwed up," or whatever. I'm just saying that I don't understand why this decision was made, especially when he was doing it for free. We talk all the time about raising money as a football program. Well, on the other side of that are cost to the program. So if you don't have a free person in place, that means you're going to have to pay someone at least, I would think, $12 to $15 an hour to go up there and do that kind of work. And if you pay them the same amount of hours that Michael put in, you're talking about over 20 grand a year. That's $20,000 a year that you're taking as a hit to the Touchdown Club. And I don't understand that. Glenn Morgan, you're exactly right. All the other things that he did, like fantastic photos. He did a great job when he wasn't cooking. He got everything cleaned up. The team was out there practicing. He would go out there, take photos of the team practicing, that kind of stuff. So, guys, those are my thoughts when it comes to that. I talked to Mike at length today, and he was stunned by it. He was. But you know what? As the gracious, God-fearing man that he is, I didn't know if you knew this, but he's a minister by trade. He's actually part of the Valdosta Baptist Association, and he ministers to all these churches, Southern Baptist churches around here. And he goes and fills in on the pulpit on Sundays when preachers they can't make it, and he will fill in. He's got a full-time job where he preaches and ministers to a lot of different people. He viewed what he did at Lowndes High School, as a ministry. And some of the things that he was able to do when he was there in the last 5 years, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you guys don't know about. There's a lot of things that we don't want to know about, that guys like Michael are able to get in there and minister to kids, minister to coaches, pray with coaches. There's many times when he would pray with coaches, pray with student athletes, Pray with the breakfast moms there. So this was an outreach to them. That's why he didn't want a dime for it, because he was doing the Lord's work, and he was, if you're a person of faith, you know what I'm about to say. There are people in this world that are gifted with certain things. My spiritual gift is exhortation. I don't know if you've known that by now, or figured that out by now. One of Michael's gifts is service. I'm convinced of that. And someone with a servant heart is just going to go out there and just do the work. And oftentimes it's thankless work, right? So Mike didn't ask me to talk about this tonight. He didn't ask me to, hey, say this or say that or what. This is just me from LG's heart, because I was stunned when I heard it, and I was hurt. I was hurting for him, because I could tell. I could tell just by talking to him that he was disappointed. So anyway, I hope they rectify this. I hope they provide a reason why they're going in a different direction, why they fired the man. Why would you fire a volunteer? Unless he screwed up big time, which I don't think that he did. So, Mikey Davis, maybe you're right. Mikey says, why don't you have the folks who fired him on the show and ask them? You're right. So I'm sure they're watching tonight, guys. If you want to come on the show, come on to the show. Maybe you can explain to us, because many of our viewers are Touchdown Club members as well, just like I am. And we would like to know why this decision was made. So anyway, so Ronnie Sauls says, there's got to be more to it than we know. You're right, Ronnie. And maybe Mikey is right. Maybe someone needs to come on the show and explain what happened, because we're all sitting in bewilderment right now. Right? So Ronnie says, there's got to be more to it than we know. I agree. There's probably is. But all we can do is react based on what happened today, based on the little information that we have. That's why I'm not pointing fingers at, hey, you screwed up. I'm just asking for more explanation. I do think more people need to be involved with the feeder program and the overall work in the program. I have just come back the last year, but I was in the program, worked on the touchdown board for many years in the Joe Wilson era. Hey, Ronnie, thank you for your service, man. You have a thankless job. Listen, all these guys on the Touchdown Club board have a thankless job. Every single one of them do an outstanding job. James Darling, great job. Mike Fletcher, outstanding job. Bruce Hayden does a great job. Ronnie Sauls, excellent. Abe Clemens, they all do a fantastic job day in and day out. Dale Presley, fantastic job. But I just think they got this one wrong. I think they got this one wrong. Robert McGeehan, Michael Broadwater is a great man. He is. John Carroll, maybe they'll call in tonight. Absolutely. Hey, John, if you're one of the Touchdown board members and you made this decision or just want to provide more insight into what happened, give us a call. 229. Let me go ahead and put it on the screen. Here's the call-in number. 229-469. I don't want this thing to scroll. 229-469-1205. The phone lines are open. So you guys call right now if you want. So anyway, that's the last thing I'll say about it. We've got some other things to talk about tonight, like this new region, the new Region 17A. And this will be the last topic before we end the show. We're already over an hour. So anyway, this is the new region. We'll pick up on this topic next week. And so the new Region 17A is Camden County, Colquitt County, Lowndes, Richmond Hill, Valdosta. Guys, is it even fair to just, we've been known Region 17A and 16A, 15A, all the way back, right? We've always been known as the SEC of high school football. But this is the record of all the teams minus Tift County. This is the new region starting next year. So with this year's records. So Camden County was 4-6 overall, 0-3 in the region. Colquitt County, they were 8-2 on the year and 2-1 in the region. Lowndes, 10-3, 3-0 in the region. Richmond Hill, which is joining our region next year, 4-5 overall, 4-2 in their region. And I believe they came from Region 2 6A. Valdosta was in Region 1 6A. Their overall record was 4-6 and 1-2 in the region. Given the records that we see on the screen, is the Region 1 7A, are they any longer the SEC of high school football? I don't think we can claim that. You've got basically two standard bearers right now, right? In Colquitt and Lowndes. But even given the year that we just had, and it wasn't the best year, it wasn't a dominant year. So is Region 1 7A any longer the SEC of high school football? I don't think we can call it that anymore. We've got to earn that label back. And I'm hoping under Jamie Dubose that we get back to that dominant brand of football that Lowndes is used to, that the expectations are. I'm sure that Colquitt County has that same expectations. Jeff Herron, they didn't bring Jeff Herron back out of retirement to Camden County to lose football games. They have that expectation. And we know those folks across town, the black and yellow folks, right? The Wildcats over there. I'm sure they have high expectations of returning back to the glory years. I don't know anything about the Richmond Hill Wildcats over there. Oh, I just realized our region is going to have what? 3 sets of Wildcats next year. Camden County, Richmond Hill, and Valdosta. So they'll have to have a trophy, the Wildcat Trophy. Who are the real Wildcats? But anyway, all these teams want to return to glory, but for what we've seen over the last couple of years, I don't think you can claim that the region as a whole, from top to bottom, is the SEC of high school football. I think that that mantle, that mantra has been passed. That baton, if you will, has been passed to Gwinnett and Cobb County. Mike, I love you, man. You never hold back. He says, that region sucks without Tifton and coffee. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Well, you might be right. You might be right. So anyway, guys, that is our show for tonight. I want to make sure I thank, we'll talk about the new schedule next week, but I want to make sure I thank these sponsors again. Obviously, Winn-Dixie. We're going to have the drawing in the next couple of minutes. And if you want to enter for your chance to win that drawing, we're going to have 2 drawings, one for the t-shirt. So what's that t-shirt look like? Let me show you. So this is what it looks like. We've had a t-shirt made, and we've given several of them away already. So it's a white t-shirt, and on the upper left pocket area, it has Winn-Dixie and the Viking Nation underneath it. On the back, you see the very bottom part of that slide. It has the Viking Nation Facebook Live Thursday nights at 7 p.m. sponsored by Winn-Dixie. So that's the shirt that you would be getting. Now, when you go up to Winn-Dixie to claim that prize, you just tell them we have sizes available as long as supplies last. We have sizes available from small, medium, large, and extra large. We don't have XX, double X. So small through extra large. That's what we have. So anyway, I want to thank the sponsors that we have. Winn-Dixie, A Shade of Perfection with Tim Neesmith, the Migraine and Spine Clinic of Valdosta, White Oak Investment, Rebound Ministries, Verizon Wireless on Perimeter Road, and Pepsi, our newest sponsor, for joining the lineup here in sponsoring the Viking Nation and our Tuesday night show that we expand our coverage beyond Lowndes. We call that the pregame blitz on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. So anyway, if you would like to sponsor both shows, we got basically one rate to sponsor both shows. Just email me, Larry Godwin at msn.com, and we will go ahead and get you in the rotation. So guys, thank you so much for watching the show tonight. Let me go ahead and queue up this giveaway. So this is your last chance, last few seconds left of this. Go ahead and enter in #1Lowndes. So let me go ahead and get this queued up. Here we go. All right. So here we go. All right. Good luck to everybody. Here's the first drawing for the t-shirt. And if you win the t-shirt in the first drawing, you're not eligible to win it again in the second draw. So who is it going to be? Who's it going to be? Jessica Stevens. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the second drawing. The second drawing is going to be, so Jessica, remember, you're not eligible for the second drawing if your name happens to pop up again. Okay, it is going to be Kenneth Hurst. Guys, thank you so much for watching the program tonight. I want to wish you a very merriest of Christmases. Enjoy your weekend. We don't have a football game tomorrow night, but go out there, enjoy yourself. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and y'all have a very Merry Christmas. We'll catch you next week, and go Vikings.